This is Sean, and I'm with Kaleb Riser. I'm Sean of HUFR Fest and Kaleb Riser of Black Moon Cult. And we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with Black Moon Cult and their tour, and man, a whole bunch of stuff's going on. Yeah. Kaleb, how you doing?
Doing great, man. It's been crazy since the last time we talked.
How long has it been since we talked? Did we talk? Have we talked since you've been here in Denver?
Not on the show. No, I think
Okay.
it was maybe just before or just after the album came out.
Yeah, it's great. Wait, the album? Are you referring to this album here?
That's the one.
I love this album. I have a autographed copy. I was just listening to it this afternoon before we got on, man. It's just such a great album. You guys just
Oh,
knocked it out of the park on that.
thank you so much, man. The response has been absolutely insane. You know, like we were really proud of the album, so we were hoping it would make some kind of splash, but like Obelisk debut of the year, you know, we
I
were
know.
all absolutely blown away by that one and all the year-end lists that it made. Your list,
I know you made my
Clean
list,
Sober
baby.
Stoner, Doom
Hell yeah.
charts at Weedian. It's the reception has been phenomenal.
Dude, you know, if you make all those lists, that it's obvious you guys did a lot of things right on that album. You took a lot of chances. You made like a really interesting album, and there's nothing boring about it. And there's nothing typical about it either. It's great rock and roll. It's adventurous. You're a Captain Beefheart guy, right? Or
Oh yeah,
Captain
oh yeah.
Beyond, or one of those
Both
captains
of
out
them.
there, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
some
All the
Zeppelin in
captains.
there. Well, cool, man. Well, hey, bud. So I know you have an exciting spring coming up, but before we talk about your tours and everything, you guys released a pedal yesterday, right?
But yeah, yeah. This is
Let's talk.
my
Dude, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you talk about your new pedal. I think people, especially, I know we got a lot of bands that watch this. We got a lot of guitar players that watch. Even if you're not watching live now, I know you're going to watch it later. So go ahead, Kaleb.
yeah. The one we released yesterday was my fourth pedal collaboration with Reinhardt Effects, which is a pedal company. It's just one guy, Jacob Reinhardt, good friend of the band's, based in Toledo, Ohio, where the band's based. And Jacob's been one of the earliest supporters of BMC. Like back when we were playing just local clubs to like
Um,
two people, Jacob would be one of those two people. And at the time, he wasn't making pedals yet, so it's been like this cool journey where he got into pedal making, and then we would always talk shop at shows and stuff, just two pedal nerds, you know. So then
yeah,
uh the first when he started making pedals, he was talking to me about pedals that I like fuzz pedals and stuff like that.
sure.
And I told him that the one fuzz pedal I regretted selling was Cattle and Bread Merkin Fuzz, which is a clone of an old 60s Fuzzrite fuzz
Okay,
used by like the Ventures and Iron Butterfly. So then he
nice.
showed up at a show one day with this thing, which is a clone of that pedal. It's called the
Cool.
Lurker. So that's how we got started together.
Does
And
he
then
have, what
since
kind of electronics background does this guy have? Or did he just like learn to
I
do it
think
from like,
he got into it to make pedals and stuff. I
that's
think
so
he got
cool.
like the Brian Wampler pedal book or something like that. So the
Well,
the
that's awesome.
relationship the relationship kind of started there as far as like the pedal company went,
Okay.
with the Lurker Fuzz, and then from there it was another BMC show, and we were talking about my pedal board, and I was telling him like, uh, I had a Boss Blues driver, and there was certain things I
Sure.
wanted more low end out of it, and I wanted more gain. Just make it like a Boss Blues driver on steroids. So
Yeah.
then that's when we came out with the Ophidian Overcast, which,
Right
like I
on.
said, it's a Boss Blues driver on steroids. So if you like the Boss Blues driver, then you'll love this pedal because it does everything that pedal does, but even more.
That's cool.
Um,
I literally have owned that pedal before. So yes, that's awesome.
Hell yeah. And then that one's for sale. I'll have some units on the road with us. We'll be
Cool.
selling it at the merch table.
Awesome.
This one is a phaser pedal called the Progeny of Yig, and it's based on an old 70s Ampeg phaser, which is kind of a weird, rare. It's similar to a Phase 90, but a little bit different. Not as dirty sounding as a phase. It doesn't boost your signal or cut it. It's very just flat line, like it's a good phaser, but it pretty
All
much
right,
like a
cool.
Phase 90, but a little bit different. And then the one you mentioned, which we just released
Yeah.
yesterday, is the Snake's Head Fuzz, which this is my favorite one of our pedals by far. My main distortion and fuzz sound for the longest time has been a Ram's Head Big Muff, and there's probably
So
for about almost 10 years now, there's been nothing that's like kicked that pedal off my board. That's always been my consistent
yeah, I can
one.
understand.
Uh, and then a few rehearsals ago, Jacob came out to a Black Moon Cult rehearsal, and he had just a box of different fuzz and distortion pedals that he had been working on. And yeah, he's like, "Here, try out." So I was trying to find what I liked, and the pedal of his that I liked was called the Eastern European Fuzz, which is
Okay.
based on a Green Russian Big Muff. But what
Okay.
he does is he adds a mids control because a lot of
Okay.
times with big muffs, they have so little mid range that no matter how loud you turn the pedal up, in the context of a band mix, your signal will sound like it's dropping because of that mid range scoop.
Okay.
So a loud electric guitar in a rock band needs a lot of mid range to cut through and punch. So
Okay.
I'd been doing different things to remedy that with the original Big Muff that I had, but once I tried his out, it was like immediately his pedal went onto that spot. And then we just started talking, and I was like, what if we did another signature pedal? And I was like, I'd like it to be the Eastern European fuzz, but I want to add like a crazy Hendrix Octavia, like high screechy octave style thing.
Okay.
So, so that second foot switch here, that's what that does. So on its
Oh,
own, it's
badass.
just the big muff fuzz, and then you add the octave, and it gets that like Hendrix lead to like Purple Haze, or like Billy Corgan used that sound on a whole bunch of guitar
I can't wait to hear
solos.
it, dude.
So yeah, this is I'll be using this every night on the road, and
Right
we
on.
won't have any of those available at the table because we just like
Okay.
I just got the pedal yesterday myself. So
Okay.
um, but you can if you contact Reinhardt Effects, Jacob Reinhardt, he'll make any of these four pedals that I just showed you. And like I said, the Ophidian Overcast will be available at the merch table.
But yeah, well, we'll have some. Well, you'll probably have some information where we can get a hold of that guy at your merch table too. He needs to make a
Yep.
cool sticker with a QR code on it.
We'll have some stickers of his at the table.
Perfect, and we'll
And then
set guitar players will love it, man. That's awesome.
oh yeah. The one thing I want to mention about my deal with the
Yeah.
all of the signature pedals, like the Ophidian Overcast sells for $120 right now, and $20 of each pedal we donate to the Toledo Zoo, local zoo
That's
here.
cool,
Anyone that's
man.
been to it knows it's one of the best zoos in the country, and we have a few friends that work there that helped us kind of link that up and make that deal happen.
That's super
$20
awesome.
every pedal goes straight to the Toledo Zoo, helps feed the animals, keep things clean, that kind of stuff.
That's all. Hey, one second. Chico just wanted you to know that he really approves of that promotion. He thinks
Oh
that's
yeah,
awesome.
what's
That
up,
it's
Chico?
like, yeah, he's running outside, so we'll see if we can get him in here later. He's like, I have a schedule. Well, right on, man. The pedal thing is like gonna be huge for you. I think that's really cool. That's like pretty neat, different like creativity thing you got going on there besides just making music too. And that's pretty cool that you have a friend that's like
It
and
it's really
signature
fun.
pedals. Like I can think of you guys and Hastronaut, and I'm not sure if anybody else I can think of is really doing that.
Ooh, Hastronaut. Speaking of them, I think we have some stuff we can talk about with Hastronaut a little later in the, or we can talk about it now.
Well, let's talk about it just a little later. I'm excited. Cool. Um,
Sounds good.
Awesome. Drop some cool shit. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. Hang on. Oh yeah, you're going on a tour. Let's talk about that. Your spring
Yep, yep.
tour. The Black Moon Cult Spring Tour, buddy. I'm glad to be part of it. But why don't you talk about? Wait, just a second. I'm going to try to show this graphic and hopefully not hang up on everybody. So one second. All right. Share my screen with myself. All right. I think you can see the Black Moon Cult poster there. I don't know if you can. All right,
I don't
Caleb.
see
I can't
it.
see it either. Just kidding, everybody. All right, Caleb, go ahead and why don't you tell us where you're headed first and who you're playing with. I have you at in Chicago first, right?
Yep, yep. The tour kicks off Thursday, April 16th in Chicago at Liars Club, and we're playing with our label mates in Grave Next Door, Focus, and um Unto the Earth. is
Hell
the
yeah.
lineup for that one, and all those bands kick ass. We were supposed to play with Under the Earth last December in Chicago, and then our band ended up on the side of the road, and we were
Oh,
stuck out
that's
in the
right.
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is our Chicago makeup show, kicking
Right
it off.
on. Well,
Yep, yep,
perfect way to start. And then you guys are headed off to St. Louis, right?
yep. St. Louis, I believe Red Sun, Sermon, Mongoose, and Grave Next Door will be on that one as well.
Right on. I'm gonna get my brother lives in St. Louis. I'll get him out there. I'll be like, come
Oh
on, bud,
yeah,
gotta
hell
go
yeah.
support. So cool, man. That's awesome. Have you ever played in St. Louis before?
First time in St. Louis
St. Louis seems
on
like
that.
has an emerging scene. There's some really exciting things going on there. A lot of good bands coming out there. So awesome. I'm sure they're gonna love you guys there.
We're always stoked to be in a new city for the first time. So,
Then the next city, you have a little festival there playing
oh
in
yeah,
Lawrence, Kansas, man. I am really excited about the Midwest Doom Coalition Fest, Stoner Fest too, and you guys got to be pretty honored to be part of that amazing lineup.
oh yeah, especially we'll be direct support for Year of the Cobra and Dope Throne. So we were absolutely stoked with that spot. You know, just getting the offer because there's so
Yeah.
many in the Midwest Doom Coalition. You could grab any band, and it's like if you put any of those bands together, you're gonna have an insane lineup that people
Uh,
are gonna want to see. So for us to be included in that, we felt, super honored, obviously.
yeah, you're playing that night with Buzzard Fight, Grave Next Door, and Bugnog. Man, Buzzard Fight. Fucking kick-ass band.
Yeah.
Dude, that line, I don't know what Shane did there. Man, he pulled in some really good bands at this festival. Are you guys competing against Clutch that night? Are you the Clutch night?
That might I'm not sure.
Just to kick their ass.
I,
Hell
I think
yeah. Like,
think what we
seriously,
got going is like as everyone should know by now is like Clutch will be back, but
exactly.
this lineup of Midwest Doom Coalition won't happen again. So if you want to see these bands all in one day, come to Midwest Doom Coalition. We need it more than Clutch, you know.
For sure. And like you said, I've seen Clutch multiple times, but I've never seen Dope Throne, and I've seen Year of the Cobra once, luckily, just by luck. And then you guys, of course, and Buzzard Fight and Grave Next Door and Bug Dog. And the night before is stellar as well with High Desert Queen. They watched us from the moon. My buddies Cobranoid. Black Sunrise, who's also making a trip out to Denver, and Gran Marino. So yeah, man, I'm excited for that show. And then you guys just do a big travel after that show and you head out to California.
Yep, yep. We figured like there's no point in playing the markets too close to there, especially on like a Sunday and a Monday.
It's
You
tough.
know,
Yeah.
it's like anybody in those areas that would have gone to a show would have gone to the festival over the weekend. So we're like,
Yeah.
plus we had such a blast on the West Coast last September that like we had to do it again. When we had the chance, your festival very much made that happen for us. It made it
Yay.
make sense. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
glad.
yeah, we jump from Kansas, 2 days off. We're gonna drive straight to California, and then we'll be in Costa Mesa at Tiki Bar with the Freaks,
That's
and that's
that'll be a great show, man.
oh yeah.
All I have to say is that'll be an exciting show, and I wish I could be there.
Oh yeah, we played with them last September in San Diego, and it was fantastic show. Like
Fantastic, man. I'm
got
glad,
to
dude.
meet Ruben, and yeah, yeah.
I did my top 10 albums last year, and both your albums were in my top 10. I absolutely adore the Freaks album. It's fantastic. Well, cool, man. And then Las Vegas. Who you guys playing with in Las Vegas?
In between those, we're hitting
Oh,
Thousand Palms.
my
Thousand
bad.
Palms, California. We'll be at Coachella Valley Brewing Company, and then the
Hell yeah.
next day we'll be in Vegas at the Red Dwarf, and then Friday we'll be in Phoenix at the Blues Bar.
Oh,
And
hell
that was
yeah.
we did that. That was a venue we played last September, and we had such a blast in Phoenix, man. That one was like maybe the highlight of that tour,
Right.
probably. We just had an absolutely insane time. And then the promoter's been hitting us up ever since. When you guys gonna come back to Phoenix? When are you gonna
Oh,
come
that's
back to
cool.
Phoenix? So
So
we had to hit Blues Bar again.
that's perfect. So it's a strategy for you, right? I mean, you guys kind of built your initial reputation on playing live shows. Black Doomba signed you right off the stage. Um, is it important for you to like establish some connections in these like you talk about like in Phoenix, man? I mean, that's like part of your growth strategy, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you have a fun time, that's, like, where you wanna that's, like, what it's really all about at the core is, like, making a
Cool.
great time, and if it's a great time and people are gonna be there to have a great time, then we'll always be there, you know? So
Well
but
then,
it's definitely a strategic thing where when we're out. We always try to hit a few spots that we've hit before,
yeah.
double down on markets we've been in and stuff, and then this is a good mix of, like, cities we've never played before and some, like, some of our favorite spots. Like, we did Tiki Bar in Costa Mesa last September too.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's
yeah,
a classic spot, man.
Denver last September was amazing, so,
We had a
and so
blast.
we're really looking forward to coming back to some of our favorite spots and then hitting a bunch of new ones too.
Well, the next spot is Denver, and I want to selfishly spend a little time on that spot. Man, first of all, thank you for coming out and playing HUFR. I know Zeth and Andrea and I are absolutely thrilled to have you out here. You're headlining the last night. You're the last band to play in the show, the anchor of
Oh,
HUFR,
yeah.
man. Your last show here in Denver was fantastic. Um, man, what are you looking forward to about coming back to Denver?
Uh, the fact that I can buy 2 beers and it feels like 6 because
Jeez,
'cause
you're
I'm
gonna
used
love
to
Bar
just,
404 because the beers are cheap.
hell
You're
yeah,
gonna probably
hell
feel
yeah.
like you had 12. That's
That
all.
might
Yeah,
be a problem then, yeah.
we'll keep it under control.
Oh, yeah,
I'll try not to dab you out or anything crazy. But yeah, man. What like do anything special in Denver the last time? Like you'd be like, hey man, if you were going to be in Denver and you're going to come and see our show, but you're not doing anything during the day, what would you suggest people do? Did you do anything fun?
yeah, we went up to Red Rocks. I think that's a Denver obvious one where, like,
Mm,
people know you gotta go to Red Rocks, so,
perfect.
yeah, we went up and hiked Red Rocks and did a bunch of the walking trails up around there. We hit a guitar store, and I've been trying to remember the name of this guitar store because it was such a cool guitar store.
Right.
It's a blue building, and it has, like, a Telecaster painted on the side, like a yellow
Was it on
Telecaster.
Colfax? Do you remember?
That
All right.
sounds right. That
Okay.
sounds
So Denver guys out there, Denver bands, the guitar store, one with the Telecaster on it, we'll find it. Caleb, before you get here, we'll know where you're going, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, that guitar store was so good. They had, like, a bunch of weird stuff, like, weird vintage stuff. They had, like, this weird Italian guitar that was made of just, like, plexiglass, and then the neck was made of steel, and it was
Oh,
just the weirdest
all
shaped
right.
neck, and then you start playing it, and it's just, like, the greatest sounding blues guitar that any of us had ever heard, and then they had, like, Fender Bassmans for, like, $400 and, like, some cool SGs. Just, like, everything that, like, gear nerds would be into. It's, like, not that normal stuff that you see in Guitar Center.
Right
Those are
on.
the shops that I'm always looking for is, like, the shop that has, like, the weird off-brand amp from the '60s and stuff. Because like, you can get a Strat anywhere. You can get
Sure.
a Marshall amp anywhere, but, like,
What's your favorite weird brand amp?
I used to have a small collection of Univox combo amps,
Oh,
like,
cool.
really little ones, and they all had this, like, really trashy, like, spring reverb in them that just sounded crazy. My last band was more of, like, a garage rock, kinda
Okay.
surfy, psychedelic
Oh,
type
perfect
thing.
for the spring there, man.
So, yeah, I was playing, like, weird Dan Electro guitars and, like, old K guitars and, just, like, weird amps, like old combo
Do
amps
you
and stuff.
have is Jack White some influence on you?
I not a huge direct influence, but I really respect, like, his philosophy to tone and stuff like that. I'm not the
Yeah,
biggest I'm not the biggest White Stripes fan. His solo album, Lazaretto, I thought was really cool. The Rack on Tours is probably my favorite thing that he's done.
yeah, I like that.
Um,
But no, the
but
gear
his
thing, the weird
ideology
gear thing, I'm
yeah.
like, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think when I watched, It Might Get Loud, that documentary with, like, him, Jimmy Page, and The
Yeah,
Edge,
it was really
I
good.
saw
Yeah.
that I saw that when I was a kid, and he was talking about weird gear and like using weird stuff to find your own sound, and that's like
You're still
even
a
though his
kid.
yeah,
Just kidding.
even
Yeah,
though
but
his
he did.
music didn't
It was
resonate super
fascinating to me
deeply,
too.
that ideology and seeing him like make the diddley bow at the beginning of that movie where he just takes the plank of wood with the glass bottle and strings it up with a pickup and starts playing slide. It's like I'm super into anybody that's like bending the rules and making a racket. I'm into
Dude,
it, you know.
I like the same part of that. I watched that and I was just like, it was so much more interesting to watch his part than it was to watch the Edge's part. It was like just a
Yeah.
guy like he like it reminded me of like an electronic musician. He's just like, I just have like all these buttons I push and then I do ring and it like does, you know, and I mean I think there's some technical wizardry in that as well. But you know, yeah, okay. Just the equipment you were bringing up there, I was like, man, that's some Jack White shit right there.
Yeah, yeah. I love that kind of stuff. And we've got like Reverend guitars here in Toledo and they're almost like a modern
I
version of
love
some of
Reverend
those
Guitar.
old weird guitars. Yeah, I'm playing Reverend guitars like full time now. They make the P. Anderson East Sider guitars, which are like their take on vintage tellies.
Okay.
And there's
Yeah, that's what you're
I was
playing?
playing
Yeah.
a yeah, I was playing a parts caster, like a custom modified thing for the longest time, and there was like nothing in the world that could get me off that guitar until I tried one of these Reverend Eastsiders, and I was just like, this thing plays so amazing and it's so rock solid. Like my guitar, it's very sentimental at this point too, that old Telly, so I'm kind of like keeping it here at home and taking the
Yeah, cool.
Reverends out on the road. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question from the crowd. I got Jason Doom. I've heard of that guy. Hey, he's like, who are you really looking forward to playing with or watching at HUFR Fest?
Shadow of Jupiter is the first band that comes to mind.
Your
They're
day is going to be so good.
oh
Sunday.
yeah.
Don't sleep on Sunday. I mean, literally, you need to get up because it starts at 1 o'clock. So don't sleep on Sunday. Yeah, Shadow Jupiter. I'm sorry.
Black Sunrise is on our day, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There is a
I mean,
Denver band playing Messiah Vor that will blow your mind. And
yep,
then
yep.
Electric Condor is a really cool, eclectic band that's going to like probably whip out an organ and maybe a saxophone. So, man, your day's going
Fuck
to be
yeah.
cool, dude.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Have you seen Shadow of Jupiter before? Have you guys played together?
We played together
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time we were in Chicago. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Colin's pretty good.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Colin is the best. We nerd out on gear every once in a while. Someone will send each other, we'll send each other a text about like, oh, check out my new pedal and stuff. Yeah, Colin's the best, man. Absolute monster player.
Absolutely. Is there anybody on the bill that you haven't seen before and you're like, are you guys gonna be able to make it for like Saturday or Friday or anything? No pressure.
Friday we'll be in Phoenix, and then what just going to be making a mad dash to get there. As our goal is to get there to at least catch the back half of Saturday type deal.
Hell yeah. All right, cool,
Yeah,
man. Well, hopefully you get to see Blue Heron if you haven't seen him before. And I
yeah,
know
yeah.
that as a guitar wizard, you'd seeing Dave Angstrom at Luna Soul would it's always an amazing
Oh yeah.
time. So right on,
Is
man.
What day is Godzillionaire on?
So Godzillionaires on Saturday. They're a little early, so the speed limit through Utah is 80 miles per hour.
Right,
Be
right.
careful in
I think
Utah. I'm just kidding.
we'll probably take off, start
Oh, you're
driving
coming from
Friday
Phoenix, right?
night from Phoenix. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not too bad of a drive, something like 10 hours or something like that.
It's not like there's any trees in your way.
Yeah, yeah. I
Right
love
on,
that
man.
drive. I love that
The
drive.
desert's awesome, man. It's
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
oh yeah.
You guys, like, it had to be. I know you talked about the last time. It was pretty special for you guys to get out of Ohio and see the Western United States.
Yeah, yeah.
Have
Because
you guys
no
done?
offense to the East Coast, but like the
No,
East
no, it's
Coast,
different.
it all feels like Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Like, well,
Sure.
we could be at any random spot in New Jersey, and like if we start looking around, we'll feel like we're in Toledo. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But like out west, there's parts that felt like another planet. You know, we got to stop at like the Salt Flats in Utah, and
That's
like that was like
otherworldly.
yeah, yeah. So it's like for a couple of like small town Ohio boys, especially like getting to like roll through California, that's kind of like a dream come true.
I
Like
bet.
we got to play LA last tour, and I think that's when our parents started thinking that like, oh, they're doing something. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
dude.
Yeah,
All
because
right,
it's like, yeah, we got a show in LA.
dude. That was cool. I love the pictures of you guys on the beach, and you all have the same swimming trunks on. Um,
Yeah. That yeah,
that
yep,
shit's classic. I was like, they got to get pictures of that. It's like a Beach Boys album. Um, man, I wanted to ask you though, to the Western, have you guys been writing new music? And if you
yep.
have, did that tour influence your writing in any way?
I would think I think it did, yeah. Just it expanded like I'm always thinking like very scenically and like atmospherically when I'm writing and stuff.
Yeah.
Like for me, when I write a riff and I'm playing that riff, I can kind of like picture that there's something in the imagination where it's like this is where it takes me and stuff like that.
All
And
right.
I think so getting a bigger perspective definitely like adds to things and changes things. And yeah, even though direct, because the Black Moon cult verse is so like fictitious in nature. We're not necessarily like writing about things we've seen, but it
Yeah.
definitely like it anything that like expands your mentality in any way or that gives you more experience, I think, as an whether you intend it to or not, it's going to change you as an artist, you know.
And I love that answer. I think I think it's like an expansion of your whole, it's like just living your life and paying attention to the things that are going on around you, right? And like all those things should have some sort of influence on you, and it's cool to hear that it does. I have a couple quick stories for you. My favorite is no matter where I wear your shirt, somebody like my age or older walks by me and looks at their wife and says, "Black." And I'm like, if I overhear them, I always say, "It's a real cult." And
Oh
dude,
yeah,
people like respond to your shirt. The artwork's great. Your band name's fantastic. It always like, I mean, like, I love that it freaks people out a little bit. It's like, do you really think if I was in a cult, I'd wear a shirt that said Black Moon Cult?
it's so weird that we've kind of like come back there because honestly, like when we chose the band name,
Yeah.
like for us, it was very much like we were like Black Sabbath, Blue Oyster Cult. We want a name like that, you know what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying? And then like we just punched we black cult, and then we just punched different words in the middle until it like sounded cool to us. You know what I'm saying? So, but
It
like
does sound cool.
even at the time, we have jokes about our name though. Like sometimes like we're like it's the most basic thing. It's the John Jacob Smith of band names. You know what I'm saying?
If you
But
could
it's like,
rename your band, Caleb, what would you rename your band?
I don't
Foo
know.
Fighters? No, I'm just kidding.
I have no idea. It was very much it was like a purposeful thing too, where we were like because like my previous bands, like me and Jeff were in a metal band called Decapitus, and like
Okay.
you say that to people, and people are like, "What? Decap? What?"
Yeah,
You'd always have to repeat it. And then
sure.
I was in a band called Juxtapose, and for some reason, people that one was like I was always having to repeat it, and like we kind of were thinking like when you're up on stage and you're talking into a PA, like we all know that's not like the best sound, you know? And
Sure.
we're like, if we have this complicated band name that people don't understand when you're talking face to face, like we're probably missing out on people checking us out because they don't know what our name is if they're out in the crowd.
That's
So with
super
this
smart.
band, we were like, we want something that's just like so basic that like you hear it once and you're gonna get it right, you know? And that's the one thing we do really like about the band name. But
Is it
other than
great?
that, it's weird too because we even thought like if we're like putting cult in the band name, we almost thought it was like corny in a little bit. You're always self-critical, you know what I'm saying?
Sure,
But it
sure.
and that's why we've never really like leaned into the like cult imagery. Like we're not wearing robes or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's
You
just a
know what?
cool,
I don't
simple
think
name.
I go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
But
sorry.
it's weird that it's come back around to like be shocking again though, because like we've
It's
gotten weird Facebook comments, and it's like we're going through like the 80s satanic panic all over again
dude,
to
I
where it's like
know.
people are actually shocked by heavy metal. It's like, you know, because
I
like
know like Gojira
I would
like
have thought
freaked
by
people
modern
out.
standards, yeah, exactly. It's like everyone's acting like it's like like when Cannibal Corpse came out and everyone was like, "What is it?" You
Dude,
know,
that's
it's
when
like
I
that
was a
again,
kid.
oddly.
I, yeah, I like remember my dad being freaked out by Ozzy Osbourne, and I listened to like songs like Crazy Train. I'm like, it's so positive. It's like there's nothing weird about this song. And yeah, man, that whole no, like I said, when I was in Hawaii on the beach, and this guy was just like, "Oh my God, he's in a cult." Um, yeah, I bet Bog Wizard goes through that with the Dungeons and Dragons thing now. Oh, their whole last album was Satanic Panic. Yeah, of course they are.
Oh yeah.
The proof is happening, dude. All right, man. Hey, is there anything else you want to hit, bud? I want to thank everybody out there that's listening. Eric, Amon, Jason. I'm like Sean. Oh wait, that's me. Craig, Mike, a bunch of other people. Thank you guys for tuning in and checking it out. Kaleb, go ahead. I'm gonna let you roll with it, baby.
Yeah, I think that the other exciting thing, couple things.
Yeah, yeah.
About
Please.
3 weeks after we get home from this tour, we'll be in
Oh,
Brooklyn, New York, for the Cosmic Sonic Rendezvous, being presented by our friends at TP Records. We
amazing
are
lineup.
shocked to be on that one because it's like Pentagram, I Hate God, Dead Meadow, which like the our booking agent's Mojave Experience Fest just happened over the weekend. And like that was I was super bummed to not be able to make it, but we just have so much going on. I couldn't
Yeah,
go out to California 2 months in a row.
Patrick's
Um,
awesome.
but Dead Meadow was like the band that I was like really bummed because they're like so important for me playing this type of music and like the guitar tone that I chase, and I love Dead Meadow so much. So like
Right on.
When TP hit us up and they were like, "Hey, do you guys want to come out and be on this festival? Dead Meadow and Pentagram are going to be on it." I'm like,
Yes.
"Are you kidding me?" Like, I'll yeah. So
Well, you
yeah,
have some
that one's
history with
pretty
You have
crazy.
some history with Pentagram too, right?
Yeah, yeah. Tony mixed and mastered
Exactly.
the album.
Yep.
Tony
Yep.
Reed, the guitar player, and as it's looking right now, we'll be doing album number 2 with him. We'll be going out to his studio and actually recording it with
Right
him.
on.
I
That's
think we've
amazing.
both talked about that enough to where I can put that out there.
That's cool.
Um,
Right on. If you didn't know,
and then
breaking news there. Right on. That's awesome to
Yep,
hear.
yep.
Thank you.
And then this one is semi-breaking news. Hashronauts already announced the tour, but in June they'll be rolling through on some Midwest dates, and we'll be providing direct support for all of those Midwest dates.
Right on.
Um,
Those
I
guys are
think
great.
Columbus, Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago will be on. We're doing like 5 dates with them.
Bring your spare lungs. That's all I have to say. Be
Hell
ready.
yeah, yeah.
Right on. Those guys are great. Dan, Rob, and Mikey. Right on, man. That's cool. Hell yeah. What else you got going on, man?
Just working on new music. We've been working on album number 2.
Exciting.
Uh,
Do you
trying
feel
it's
do you feel like any pressure because the first album was so well received, or you just like, you guys, let's just go in and make the songs we want to make?
it, it was sort of like it was like a transition through those two things to where like we were working on some stuff, and then when the album came out and it was like being so like received so well, we started to question the stuff that we had been writing a little bit, and we're like, does this live up to? Because like
Oh man.
what you don't want is a sophomore slump. You know, that's like the
Sure.
worst thing. Is like so
Yeah,
we
sure.
didn't want to put out lies after our appetite for destruction. You know what I'm saying? That's
Dude, there's so many examples of that. So many examples of that. So no, I think just being conscious of it probably helps keep you out of that rut.
so we were like starting to get a little too self-critical, and we're like, is this a little too much like stuff we've done before? And we were like kind of questioning our own sound and our own sensibilities. And then like at a certain point, it was it was kind of stressful. It was like really stressing me out, and I hit a rut in my writing. And then I just kind of like came to this thing where it's like what people like is that we just did exactly what we wanted to on the first album. So
That's
like
it.
whether or not people like the next one, that's just exactly what we're gonna do.
Good.
And
You should.
it's definitely an evolution. It's not a different vibe, but it's an evolution for sure. We're bringing in some different sounds that we maybe touched on, but really didn't dive in too heavily before. A lot of like faster material, where like
Okay.
the
Yeah.
fir- first record was more mid-paced and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, pushing
Well,
some of
cool,
the
man.
prog elements.
Do you think like that came through in your live show when I saw you guys? I think that that mid tempo. It didn't feel like that when I saw you live. Do you think your new stuff maybe captures that a little in a different way? That energy that you have live.
I think so. I think the other thing too is the first album, most of it. was like we came up with it in the garage, and we weren't playing live a whole lot. The two songs we wrote after the band started playing shows were Ophidian Future and Stoned Ape,
Yeah, I
which
would
like
have guessed. I would have guessed that. So yeah.
I think those are the two strongest songs on the album, and the rest of the album was just kind of done in a garage, and Kevin wasn't in the band when those songs were being
Okay.
wrote. So and he adds a whole different. I mean, you can hear an Ophidian Future and Stoned Ape, like the type of composition that Kevin
I,
is able to offer.
I love Stoned Ape. Like, I can't wait to see it live again, dude. Like, and sing along with it. It's so great. It's such a great song. It's awesome.
Dude, we're stoked for it. That'll be the closer. That'll be the
Yeah.
closer for the night. You got to end it like that.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, man, I'm stoked. Hey, I wanted to ask you one more thing, and I don't want to be overly personal, but like you posted something last week. You going through some stuff. Are you how are you feeling, man? Are you doing good? Are you getting a chance to talk to people and
Absolutely, man. You know, I we had a jam session the other day that we really got to put. I think all three of us have kind of been there lately, and as I've been talking to people, I think I think the whole world is
sure,
there
bud?
right now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you sure
And
do.
there'd been we're all working so much right now, saving up some money to have on the road and stuff like that. And we
Yeah,
had missed a couple rehearsals, and then we got to jam this past weekend for like the first time in a couple weeks, and it was just like everything we all needed it to be. And ever since then, it's really kind of like set me straight. You know what I'm saying?
cool, man. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad,
So
dude.
that's
Hey,
like
man,
it,
it's
and that's the
important
best
to
thing
like.
is that we
Yeah,
always have this music. We always have this music. That's always going to be there for us, you know?
cool, man. Hey, it's important to talk about your mental health out there, man. If you're going through some shit, find somebody to talk to. It's like the first step, and I'm glad you did, Caleb. I'm glad you like came out and said that. I think that makes people more comfortable with their own feelings. So thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. Hey, if I can
And
help anybody else in any way, man, it means a whole lot, you know?
right on, right on. Well, cool, man. Well, I can't wait to see you guys. I can't wait to, we're gonna hang out. Probably listen to a little music. I don't know. Other smoke a little weed. Don't tell
Oh
anybody
yeah.
we want to smoke a little weed. But yeah, man. Hey, safe travels, bud. If you need anything on the road, let me know. I really appreciate you doing this show. I really appreciate you doing HUFR Fest, and I hope your tour is everything you want it to be, bud.
Thank you so much, man. Much love, man.
Much love. Much love. All right, man. If you'll hang on for a second, I'm gonna let everybody else go. Hey, appreciate y'all tuning in to the Heavy Underground Farm Report while we talk to Kaleb Riser of Black Moon Cult. Party at Sean's. Jason, we'll see what happens. All right, cool. All right. I'll talk. All right. Hang on, everybody. All right. I think maybe I'm dead. Yeah!